You know, this is a bit of a video reply, not just for this user on Facebook, a member on Facebook, Keith Stone, but I think it's a question that anybody wants to know about or wants answered the best way possible. And Keith Stone, I do give you credit for this. Thank you very much for pointing this out because it is a good question. And the question is, since since Ian Flynn has not yet acknowledged that there is no multiverse, because why are we getting Worlds Unite Worlds Unite with Sonic Boom being part of it and all that? Since there's no confirmation about there being no multiverse, because obviously there is, the question still remains: is there a possibility in another multiverse, if you will, of Sonic, or the Sonic universe, that the Mecha Sally storyline continued? That there was no worlds collide? That, there was no meeting Mega Man. There was no roboticized whatever. That there was none of that. So the roboticized weapon masters, whatever you would call it, roboticized masters, but still, is there still a universe? And in the comics, that is there still a universe in the comics that the Mecha Sally story arc still takes place? And I don't really think so. I mean, it's a good question, Keith, and anybody else wondering. It is a good question. Is there a multiverse where the storyline still continues? I mean, we know there's Blaze's dimension. We know there's the Boom dimension. Is there a multi-dimension verse zone where the Mecha Sally arc still takes place? I don't really know, but I'd have to say nope for right now, because Ian hasn't really come out and said that there is. And if there is, he'll let us know, because you got to find a way to finish this off somehow, right? Because a lot of people, I know a lot of people are badgering him at times, not persistently, not constantly or pesterly, but they're still kind of times badgering him as to wondering what was going to happen. And with him still working, I guess still working on Lost Hedgehog Tales, which would allow us to finally find out, I'd have to say for right now, for my own personal opinion, I don't think so. I mean, I would like if there was, so that way if they did a crossover in the main comic, Sally could confront her mecha self and try to wake the real her out of it and say, hey, look, this is not you. Fight the system. Fight the control. Be yourself. I mean, that would be intriguing and interesting in its own right, but I don't really think that's possible right now until we get confirmation. And unless Ian Flynn comes out and says it himself, I don't think we're gonna know yay or nay if there is a multiverse where the storyline of Mecha Sally, World's Tour, Death Egg Mark II story arc continues. I don't really know if there is, but that is a good question. It is a good question because that storyline, in a sense, for a lot of people, long time and old, whether or not you agree at the timing of its release, which I basically have said was not good timing for it. That, in a sense, whether you want to admit it or not, kind of got people intrigued because he was a main character in Sally, and all of a sudden now she's roboticized, weaponized, and people want to see. A lot of longtime fans would like to see how is she going to get back to normal. Is she going to is she going to be a robot for a while? I mean, there were so many scenarios people wanted to know about of how she was going to get back to normal. Was she going to be roboticized forever? Would Nicole have to, after she got into her free will, have to kind of create realistic hologram for her to disguise herself in, so that nobody knows she's still a robot. Uh, what was going to happen? And again, these are a lot of good questions. A lot of these were good questions people had that fans want answered, and apparently we won't know those answers until Lost Hitchhik Tales gets released. And as far as there possibly being another dimension or multiverse where the storyline still continues, I can't really say. You know, Ian Flynn's the kind of guy that he doesn't want to. If he's going to focus on different dimensions and worlds, that right now he's not going to focus on another dimensional world where you have counterparts of the characters anymore. Now I know you're saying, well, Boom's going to have counterparts of the characters. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. But I'm talking like the non-game characters. I don't think he's going to go in that direction. Game character-wise, I mean, look, the only reason Boom's being put in it is to help promote that portion of the franchise. It's Sega's way of saying, you put this in there and help promote this new portion of the Sonic franchise. That's the only reason Boom's being put in. That's the only reason. But again, like I said, unless Ian Flynn comes out himself and says, yes, there is a multiverse, there is a dimension, there is a zone where the story arc still takes place, we won't ever know. We won't ever know. And to me, right now, I can't really say if there is, and I have to say there isn't right now. So I can't say yay or nay. I have to just say there isn't one as far as I know. Because we haven't had no hints about it. We haven't had, any kind of hint that there is. We haven't had, any kind of acknowledgement from Ian that there's going to be one. The only ones that he's focused on right now are Boom, Mega Man, and Mega Man X. And that's it. And if there's going to be, as well as Blaze's world as well, like I said, if there's going to be any multi-universe crossovering, it's going to be between the gaming universes and not any universe that's not game-wise. So, again, though, it is a good question if there is that possibility. But as far as I know right now, and honestly I could say is no. I don't think there is, and I don't think we're ever going to probably find out, unless Ian Flynn comes out and says yes there is, or no there isn't. Because pretty much in the Countdown to Chaos, we had confirmation that the world that Sonic returned into, the characters that were there, were the same characters and stuff that were involved in the Mecha Sally arc. So that pretty much puts that to rest. But again, you do bring up a good point. Is it possible? Yes, I think it's possible. But right now, I don't think there's going to be any acknowledgement to that. So I don't think there's going to be a multi-universe or another dimension where the storyline still takes place. Because, like I said, unless we get confirmation from Ian that it's yay or nay on that, I have to say no. I have to say that what we're reading right now is the universe where it did take place in, but now that universe has been altered to the point the characters have new designs, they have powers, and what have you. So that's just my take on it. You can agree or not, and let me know what you guys think down below. And thank you, Keith Stone, for the question, and I'll talk to y'all later.